So, okay. All that SEO stuff changed, right?
In what sense?
Well, I just wonder if we should just come out with. It is Wednesday, which means a couple of things. We've got some NBA action. We've got one big NBA game for you tonight. We've got some other things, including the OddsShopper premium tool telling me already to go ahead and place a wager on Matty Fitz in a head-to-head against Max Homa. We've got hockey playoffs, although Ben probably doesn't want that to be brought up. We've got a lot of stuff here in front of you. And all we're asking for you is to thumbs up, subscribe. And Ben, let me just start, if we may. Our 3 years and running, long-standing national nightmare has come to an end. We have Joel Embiid, who has won the MVP, and now everybody in the planet can collectively forget about this meaningless award because it ruined the game of basketball. And I blame Philadelphia, and I blame Denver, and I blame Denver, and I blame Philadelphia. I blame Embiid. I blame Jokic's brothers. I blame it all. I couldn't give a flying fuck about who wins the regular season NBA MVP award for the rest of my time on this planet. And Joel Embiid, Philadelphia, Denver Nuggets, Jokic, whatever the fuck his name is, all to blame. All right. I'm in Philly, like Mike's in Philly, like Lofty's in Philly.
You sound like you're in Philly. I thought I was on the odd shop.
I can't stand it. And I just had to get that out. All right.
No,
now let's win some money.
All right. Yeah. For the 4 people that are still with us, we're gonna get into betting.
I think we gained off.
Yeah. We gained. All right. I'll be flagging this one in the back end. But yeah, of course. No, I'm excited to get there. Obviously, it's actually perfectly fitting what you said at the beginning. It was, we'll get into the antics from me yesterday. It was just one of those betting nights for me. I couldn't catch a break, bad picks, bad breaks. And then you know what happens on top of it? I look at my balance and I'm like, oh boy. I'm like, man, I'm missing something. At Jokic MVP. I forgot about that bet. Of course, it cleared last night in the negatives. Just a little cherry on top of what was some rough stuff on the ice. The Knicks clawed to a win. Wasn't exactly encouraged, but they did win that game. Didn't really have any action on it, but man, just one of those. So I'm excited to talk some different series tonight. I needed I'm a little sick of talking about the Leafs, to be honest. I want to talk about some other teams.
Hey, I mean, not everybody on our Discord or in our company was on Toronto last night.
You get some credit.
Dude, Florida. Go ahead.
No, I'm sorry. I'm being trampled by the mat. I'm doing the shame walk from Game of Thrones.
Go.
The one thing that I will say, and we had a couple, and I love our Discord, best in the business. A couple of people that are like, stop hating on the Panthers. I love the Panthers.
Right.
I was not on Boston whatsoever. I just love the Leafs in that spot. So I'm not a Panthers hater. I hate a lot of teams. Love the Florida Panthers, but I did not see that coming. You did, though. This team, very impressive effort last night.
So I have a 33-1 ticket that I bet on April 9th on DraftKings because I was on the OddsShopper premium tool, which you're going to get a free week for here. And it was just staring right in front of me. 33-1 for Florida, 11-1 for Edmonton. So I jumped on both of those tickets because the OddsShopper premium tool was working for futures. So we didn't plan this. It's not like Ben and I said, hey, you bring up the Florida thing and I'll mention the OddsShopper premium tool. It's just crazy how the only two futures tickets I have in the NHL, both the Florida Panthers and the Edmonton Oilers, were just ripped right from the top. And these were like 20% XROI, which you rarely see, right? And I'm exaggerating a little bit, but they were super high, Ben, because like futures, as you know, there can be market discrepancy. There can be one book that gives, 200 extra points or whatever it may be. So I have no choice but to tail Florida right now. And I'll steal a phrase from you, team of destiny, at least for the time being.
They look pretty damn good. Again, it's a long series, and we got some new series to talk about tonight.
Yeah.
Basketball wasn't as bad, just kind of reviewing last couple things. Again, the community parlay was dead and buried because of May. I don't even know what Loft he picked, but it was irrelevant.
Oh no, he burned a play that I gave out earlier in the day, and I blamed him on the Discord for the daily recap. Yeah, it was under Peralta.
Did it win?
No, it did
Oh,
not.
good. Well, that makes me happy because the community did their part. I wanted to ask you about the Lake Show. I don't take a ton from it. Another stupid thing, and I knew I could get punished here. Kevon Looney is Dennis Rodman times 5. The guy's a rebounding machine right now. No more messing around with that. The rotation was different. We anticipated that. I was able to get some at Gary Payton shorts that worked. But yeah, I didn't have a big takeaway from that game either.
The only thing that we smashed this on TikTok, hopefully you're subscribed to the OddsShopper TikTok channel, because we gave you a 2-leg Anthony Davis same game parlay. That was really the only big thing. I was tempted to go Warriors down 10, but I stayed away from that. Knicks I had down 10 to win, but they were just short of that deficit. So, all right, we got tonight. All right, we've got the NBA tonight. We got a bunch of shit happening here across the board. Is there something Joel Embiid looks to be playing, which maybe I'll be proven wrong. That's fine, but I don't know why. I get the strategy, if you will, but I saw some idiot on Twitter being like, well, he was cleared by a doctor. Right. Like, how much professional sports do you need to watch knowing that a team doctor may not have the best interest in a player? All of that aside, it looks like Joel Embiid is playing. It does look like Embiid is playing. I got to be honest with you. My favorite play on the board has absolutely nothing to do with Joel Embiid or even the Philadelphia 76ers. It has to do with the Boston Celtics. But I'll defer to you. Has there been anything that jumps out right away for you before we get into the tool and everything else going on?
So not a ton, only because, we talked about this yesterday with the Knicks game. It was potential plays, and it was, well, we got to see what happens with Jimmy Butler and Brunson and Randall. It changes so much depending on who plays and who doesn't. You really, maybe I'm not as, I didn't think, and I kind of don't think that Embiid is going to play.
Yeah, like we got this with yesterday's news with Jimmy Butler, right? Where that line was sitting at 6.5. It dipped to, I think it got down to like 4.5 at one point, right, Ben? And then shot all the way. Right. Once Butler was out. I'm with you on the surface. If you apply Occam's razor here and you strip all the bullshit out and you just look at the simplest possible solution, he's hurt. He has a major knee sprain and they're up 1-0 and there's zero reason to rush him back unless you're in this small camp that thinks, well, if he's out there, they can go up 2-0 and kill the Celtics. I'm with you, though. I feel like the news has been leaning me to believe that he's in, but you don't think he's playing?
I mean, I'm really surprised. So I'll put it like this. Maybe I'm going apples to oranges here, but I look at the Heat and I said, okay, Jimmy Butler, he's, incredibly tough. It was an ankle. He's going to play through it. And you know what? It seemed like the Heat said, we did our job in New York. This is a bonus game. Let's put him on the sidelines and try to steal a second one in New York without him. Philadelphia, they were 10-point underdogs. They won in Boston. They looked great. Harden obviously took over the game. If there's one iota that he can make this worse in this game, I can't believe they're going to put him out there, knowing that you would have signed for 1-1 heading to Philly every day of the week. Maybe it's pain tolerance and he can play through it. I'm pretty skeptical. And I guess my question for you, this is not a concussion where you're in or you're out.
No.
What happens if he plays and he plays 28 minutes? It makes it almost impossible to know what to do with the props.
Yeah, the line itself is pretty interesting. This was similar to the Atlanta game where he was coming off that meniscus tear. Meniscus tear is much different, though, than this grade sprain that we think is worse than initially said. News God's in the house saying that Embiid plays.
Look, do you think he plays? Calvin just brought this up. Do you think he plays and he's limited?
Yes, I do. Look, I think there are two ways that Joel Embiid is limited tonight. One is he plays a lot of the first half, sparingly sitting like end of the first quarter, start of the second quarter, coming back in to really ensure that the Sixers can get a lead, that it can battle. And if so, and if Embiid really is the difference maker, et cetera, they're up 12, they're up 14. That's a big ask. I get it. You'll start to see less and less minutes with him. Even if they lose the game, Ben, I think they're prepared to. This is, again, why I have so many problems with the Sixers. They are risking Joel Embiid's future health because Embiid, I have no doubt in my mind, Embiid, I already saw him all over Twitter yesterday responding to the Nuggets and other people. He can't help himself. All right. So he knows that people are ripping him. Oh, you're the MVP. You're not even healthy. You can't even play. I guarantee you that is the single motivating factor for Embiid playing tonight, is that he wants to show the people who say he doesn't deserve the MVP that he can play. The second thing is the team. The team would rather sacrifice a loss tonight by getting Joel Embiid 24, 25 minutes to get him out there than to actually come up with a well-coached game plan like they did in game one without Embiid. So I don't know what to think. Like, News God is as sharp as it gets when it comes to news. You are pretty perceptive when it comes to reading the market and things like that. I'm in Philadelphia. I'm talking to people who are down. I have no idea what to think tonight. But yeah, my guess is he plays 22 minutes. That would be my guess.
The market is, for what it's worth, again, that's number one, just like game one. We can say what we think. You look at the line, and the line is at 8.5. It's come down a little bit with this news. So clearly there is some momentum that he's going to be out there. But I just pulling up OddsShopper and digging into potential plays. Embiid has some props out there.
He does.
Books have listed him 37.5 points. Yeah. Rebounds, assists. I mean, obviously they're shading for blowout equity. They're shading for some limitations, but 25.5 points is the number. I think there's some real potential to short him tonight.
So I'm looking right now. Were these just added on our tool?
I mean, they may have been just added to the market.
No, to the market. No, Embiid has been up there for a little bit.
Okay.
Because I did something with Lofty earlier for Twitter, and he went over 9.5 boards for Embiid. So I wonder, okay, Maxey, look, this is where I think you can start, right? And Tyrese Maxey, 7% XROI on the OddsShopper premium tool. If you just look at the rest of the market, you are paying money to bet this. Everywhere else except DraftKings. And this is why the tool works, right? And we'll talk about it for, days and all. But if you just want a simple, quick, like, okay, spare me all the jargon, just tell me what I'm getting here, quick. This is a perfect example of how the OddsShopper premium tool works, all right? You don't need to worry about anything other than numbers. Plus 100 versus minus. Caesars, BetRivers, Sugar House, Unibet, FanDuel, NHA, Underdog, all charging you to place this bet, whereas DraftKings is saying, nope, it's an even split. As far as the PRA under 27.5, it gets a little more complicated, Ben, if Joel Embiid is not out there for, 30, 35 minutes and all. But I think a guy like Tyrese Maxey may actually suffer when it comes to rebounds, assists as well. Like, that's going to be Harden and a secondary bad guy. I would be inclined to go under this with the expectation of getting probably 18 to 20 points from Maxey and staying under this 27.5 PRA. Maybe a sweat. I'm not saying it's going to be a lock, but now that the Embiid stuff comes out, I really like this bet.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. I totally get that's where it's trending. I'll be honest, I always like to just say what's on my mind. I'm struggling reconciling what I think is really logical with what it seems that they're doing. I don't understand why you would play Embiid tonight, and I think that's kind of crazy to be honest. So I'm just like, man, with a knee sprain, like that's just shocking to me. But if he is out there for say even 28 minutes, I'll let me ask you it this way. That Maxey bet you just brought up, even money, under 27.5 points, rebounds, assists. If you bet that, I assume you would sign for 28 minutes from Embiid, correct?
The Maxey play.
Yeah, like if you knew Embiid played 28 minutes tonight, you would feel good, very good with the Maxey position.
Yeah, here's the thing. Maxey, when we've seen Maxey outside of that little spurt where that Doc Rivers guy sent him to the bench, there is enough spacing and he should be a target to shoot. Like Maxey could blow up if Embiid is just there as, I hate to use this term, Ben, but almost a decoy, right? Like if I'm Doc Rivers and I have a brain, I'm saying, all right, I'm going to have Joel Embiid on the floor. I'm going to make Boston do everything possible to shut him down, even though we can turn Embiid more into a facilitator. We can have him passing more out of the double. We saw that even against Brooklyn. So I think the points, yes, to answer your question, yes, I think Embiid is out there for 25 to 28 minutes. I think Maxey is going to get some points, but I think rebounds and assists are just not going to be there for him because of Embiid's 28-minute presence.
It just seems really, really short-sighted to you won the first. It's not, if you get blown out by 30 in the first game, I see like, we're going to have to try something. Maybe we put him out there as a decoy. Maybe we try some, wizardry stuff. Why not just try what already worked? I'm not saying Harden's going to go for a borderline 50 burger again,
sure,
but you might as well try it. And I just think looking at the prop market right now, I'm pretty apprehensive to take positions on Philadelphia because I definitely think there's some volatility here. I would look to short Embiid. I think Calvin, again, one of the sharpest minds out here, is on the right track. Rebound, stuff like that. Because if he's standing around, just floating around the 3-point line, that's going to hurt some of those peripheral stats. So I just don't get this spot for Philly. Boston's a different story, obviously. We know what they're going to try to do. They have to answer the challenge tonight.
Yeah, and I think it's still up here now. It's minus 105 on PointsBet. I got it for a better price earlier in the day, but this is my favorite bet on the entire game. It's not sexy. It's not going to blow you away. You're not going to win thousands of dollars on some plus 750 Sixers down 10 to win the game, as we had on Monday. But I guess Lofty and Rasa didn't bring it up on Tuesday. I
wanted just to give you your moment,
No, that's exactly right.
Yeah, that's
exactly right. Malcolm Brogdon seems to be given a color of light that's in between yellow and green. Whatever that is, like whatever color that is, it's almost like, okay, you've got the green light until like you miss a couple and then people may be like, all right, dude, 5 or 6 is enough. But I can get 6 attempts from 3 tonight from Malcolm Brogdon. His number is still sitting at over 1.5, which I think is low. In fact, you're only laying 105 on PointsBet. I lay like 104, 103 earlier in the day. It barely moved. I love this bet because it's completely isolated, Ben, from Joel Embiid, from Jason Tatum. It's just isolated from everything. Brogdon's a tweener. He can start. He can come off the bench. He won't start. Even Marcus Smart's injury being a little in question. This is my favorite bet on the board, which means he'll probably go 0 for 10. Malcolm Brogdon over 1.5 threes.
I like it. But hey, believe me, if he goes 0 for 10, that's the best bet you've made in a month. I would sign for that in a million years. Give me 10 attempts. I know you would too. Brogdon seems a lock for 30 plus minutes. He honestly seems, I'm not gonna say a lock, but it seems 3, 4, 5, 6, not even 3, get that out of here. 4, 5, 6 attempts is pretty standard here. Boston takes so many threes. He's a reliable guy. He's going to keep shooting. You're not laying a ton of juice at all. You mentioned we're talking about like a 51% break even. I like that one quite a bit as well. I think that Brogdon makes a lot of sense. Boston's going to keep shooting. He's going to get looks. No issues. Put it on the board. I'm going to end up tailing that as well.
Wow. Okay.
What about Horford? Because Al Horford, everything you said about Brogdon, in some ways I think is applicable to Al Horford. Now, the difference is you are laying more juice here, but he's another guy that's going to take pretty healthy amount of threes. I bet he pushes for 30-ish minutes. I like Brogdon's better, but I could make a case for Al Horford if you wanted to add another one to it.
Yeah, I do. And let me give a shout out to our guy, Jairo Sandozo, on the Discord, because he made this point about the spacing that you're going to see with Horford, especially with Embiid and what Doc is planning on doing. There's going to be open looks here for a guy like Al Horford. So over 1.5 threes, we know is minus 170, what have you, on FanDuel. Like, it's an astronomical number. Here's what I would do, though. And look, I'm not saying that just because it's a correlation all the time, but I'm getting 2-1, Ben, for him to knock down 3 threes. And I'm kind of intrigued on that because I'm looking at Malcolm Brogdon like he can go 2 for 6 tonight, and that cashes the bet. I'm looking at Al Horford like he could have a 3 for 8 type night where, like, he could still not be, like, he could be less than 50%, you know, whatever that percentage is, et cetera, but still get enough looks because of the game flow. If I could get 7 to 9 looks from Al Horford, and 9 is a lot, I get it, but based on the flow and the strategy for the Sixers, I'm with you. I think I'm going to take a shot on Al Horford 3+, to be honest with you.
Again, I have no issues with any of that. Boston, they can coexist because they take an insane amount of threes. They're a very, very active 3-point shooting team. So it's not, you know, you don't want to be laddering 2 guys on the same team. Probably there's a cannibalization, but I think any of these guys, Jaylen Brown, obviously Tatum, you mentioned Brock, like, you can go to some of them and they can all coexist. And I like everyone, I expect Boston to play pretty well tonight.
Yeah, me too. Me too. Is there anything? See, the problem that we have right now, and just looking at this from our standpoint, you're going to get very few plus EV bet. Like, again, Tyrese Maxey under 2.5 threes is a plus EV bet on Caesars. It's plus 110. It's a pretty good number. It's beating everyone else. I'm sure that, you know, the remove the vig from Penny, it's a good bet, but that's something that I physically cannot bet right now. It's not, Ben, I'm not saying for those out there, oh my God, give me the over. Yep. But look, if Embiid's out, that's a foolish bet. If Embiid's in, Maxey could be cannibalized. Maxey could be getting 6. Like, I don't know how to play this whole thing. Boy, Tobias Harris.
You can wait. You also can play the what if game. This is a super, if you know where you're going to be, load up, to me, the bet. Number 1 bet on the board, if Joel Embiid is ruled out right now, is James Harden, in my opinion, over 34.5 points, rebounds, and assists.
Absolutely.
Load that up into the queue and just have it ready. And if Embiid randomly is ruled out, go for it. You beat the market, you crush the market. Now, you don't want to be doing that a lot. You know, again, if you're taking it very, very seriously, you don't want to be like trying to angle shoot all the time. But if that's in a mix of other bets, you'll capture a ton of value there with James Harden. He would be the number 1 catalyst. Obviously, his line will jump exponentially if Embiid doesn't play.
Man, this is wild. So I'm just looking to see if there's anything else in this game. All right, I got one here for you. Let's go back to Embiid. Is there a prop, like, again, Lofty's over the 9.5 rebounds. I know Calvin, somebody else, I think, made an interesting argument as far as, like, why that could be a problem depending on just where he is and if he's standing and not active.
Yep.
All right. There's one thing that Joel Embiid can do tonight, no matter how he feels, no matter how bad or good that knee is, Ben. There's one thing that I know I can go into this game and count on. Do you know what that is?
I mean, he's going to complain a lot. He's very good at that, but assists would probably be the stat line that he can. Yeah, I get that.
And it's over 3.5 right now, plus 118 on Caesars. 4 assists for a guy who is going to be, look, I'm telling you, if Doc has any brain cells left, he would definitely ensure that Embiid out there is more facilitator first, soften him up, as opposed to just head down, go into a double team, and try to get to the free throw line with a banged up knee. Absolutely. Give me over 3.5 assists for Joel Embiid at plus 118. I'm betting that right now as we speak.
Yeah, again, I think there's a lot of, you need to play the what if game. And that's what I'm going to try to do tonight. I'm going to have a series of bets. Joel Embiid doesn't play. I'm going to have a series. Not that I'm saying I'm placing them. I'm going to get ready. I'm going to have a series of bets. Joel Embiid is playing, but we don't know his minutes. Okay. And then I'll have a series of bets maybe where it's like, it seems like Joel Embiid's playing with no restrictions tonight whatsoever. And I know some of that is coach speak, and we don't really know until he's out there, but you got to kind of, you saw it last night. Jimmy Butler, he gets ruled out. Obviously, like Caleb Martin and these guys, you wouldn't put those bets in if you knew he was out.
No, and that's the thing. As soon as I saw Jimmy Butler trending towards playing, line dipped, all that, I slammed Kevin Love under 9.5 because it was one of our favorite props. Somehow, some way, that prop landed under, despite Love having like 7 first.
Yeah, that seems
points.
Impossible, but I'm
not going to say a word, man. I'm not going to say a word. All right, we got some promos. I want to hit some promos. A reminder, you see below, the Chalkboard app is free. We'll give you a half off week, at least, for the Discord, so you can come hang. Lindy's there, myself, Ben Rasa, Isaiah's there. But let's we'll come back to this, right? But I wanted to go back. Look, we're going to give you a week free for the OddsShopper premium tool. We do this show 5 days a week. We're doing videos that use this tool. I just last night, again, Ben, I'm averaging 1.5 3-leg NBA parlays. The only rule is that it has to be over plus 500 a week by using this tool. So how else can we convey to people that this thing is working? And look, here's the other part of it. If you have any questions, if you have any problems, look, Ben will tell you, I went through like a week straight where I'm tracking my shit saying, oh, this thing fucking sucks. What are we doing? We're wasting our time. Give it time. We'll talk you through it. There's probably some things going on with this tool that you might not even understand. Line shopping, finding the best. It may be new to you. All of this, we're accessible. That's all I wanted to say, Ben. We are super accessible, and we'd rather walk you through something. Yeah, I am.
We're around, man. We are around. No, listen, we talked about this yesterday, and we had a lot of people ask it, and I'm sure I brought this up yesterday. I'm sure some of you have seen the graphs, the screenshots going on about the tool and the profitability and all that stuff. And the data backs it up. That the thing that I said yesterday, I'm going to say it again, and I will say it a lot. I put my own money down on what these tools are telling me. That's the best testimony you can. If you don't believe that we're saying you should try this, I put my own, like I take betting very, very, very seriously, and I trust the tool. I know you do too. I built the spreadsheet that you use every day to track this stuff. I've seen
yes,
it.
You do.
So it's right there for you, and it's an ample opportunity. Again, it's a free week. Look at this. I mean, again, look at that. Look at those graphs. I mean, that is.
So what's the blue? What's the red?
So yeah, these are just two different types. Again, there's BetPro, there's OddsShopper, all of this. It's just showing you. Now, again, this is an academic setting. I want to stress that. This is just charting all the bets for you. It is not realistic. No one is saying you can bet every single bet on the board every night. That's just not possible. We all know that. But what it is showing you that over time, bad luck, good luck, bad bounces, good bounces, the proof is it's right there for you. There's nothing else to say.
Yep.
Over time, you're going to win. It's as simple as that. These tools work. If you want to check it out for yourself, the link is below. Get the free week. Come in for a week. Test drive all of it. Also, we got the parlay builder, which is just so much fun on top of it being profitable because it's putting good bets in there, man.
Yeah, I mean, look.
We got to build a parlay after. We got a parlay on the schedule today.
I mean, we're not even 2 full weeks away from that magical Sunday where we hit that 30-unit combo of the 2 parlays that I just got from the OddsShopper premium tool. It's it. All right. We're going to do this. All right. Look at some promos. We'll build some parlays. We're going to give you a free week. Maybe we can figure out a way to give somebody an extra week. on this, right? We can give stuff out. We can give Bet Pro stuff out too, but we don't worry about that so much because I saw somebody asking about that. We're going to focus on the OddsShopper premium tool. All right, let's look at this. Yeah, you know what would be interesting? Building, because we have the community parlay out, getting you to build a food parlay. So you've got appetizer, entree, dessert, and drink with entree. That's a same game parlay right there for you. Because you're a man of great food.
One of the many hot takes that I have, I was going to go on a rant about colors because you brought up like green and yellow. I'm going to save everyone from that. Hot take. I don't really like dessert, but I would love it if it was before the meal.
I've done that. I'm
a big order of operations. Yeah. Like if I could structure my meal, it would be dessert, entree, appetizer.
Here's the thing. You would not get to the appetizer unless it's something that you eat. Like unless you have hankling for like cheesesteak rolls or whatever it is.
Yeah,
like
I have a hankering for that. That sounds good.
Right. I know it does to you. Exactly. That's why I said it. Right. Yeah. Right.
But look, I don't.
That's fine.
It's like I go death row meal, and then it's like any dessert. It's like no, I don't want this. That's too much. It's over the top.
It puts you over, right? You ever see? You may not know this, but the famous scene in the Monty Python Meaning of Life movie, where there's a man just eating and eating and eating, and he just can't stop eating at the table, and he's just big and gigantic, and then one of the Monty Python guys come over, Eric Idle or somebody come. Would you just a quick little mint? Would you just like a quick little after dinner mint, right? And of course he eats it and he explodes because it's like he can't have. So I'm thinking that's you, although you're not nearly as big as that guy. I was just trying to think. All right, just trying to think of something here. We'll build a food parlay, but let's look at some promos.
Hold on, can I talk to chat for 1 second, my friend?
Yeah.
King Doom. You and me both. So I got smoked on the Leafs last night. I'm looking at all sorts of stuff. I go and Gary Payton, I mentioned this on the show yesterday, under 3.5 rebounds. I look and I'm not exaggerating. He had 3 rebounds. It must have been 4 minutes into the game. And it's just like, okay, I think we're done here. And I woke up and he never got the 4th rebound. So lucky there. So fortunate. What a weird run out, but yeah. I will take it. We got
it happened to me with Love. It happened to me
Holiday.
On that 30. Right, Holiday. I was going to say you had the same prop or you had the same bet under Holiday, and we're texting back and forth on Slack on Saturday night. Like I'm fucked. This bet's cooked. I had a 21 to 1, all this stuff, and I'm like, wait a second. Yeah, wafer thin mint. Thank you, E. I appreciate that. That's what it was. Wafer thin mint. All right. Okay, give us your dessert to start the food parlay, and then we'll hit some promos here.
I mean, when I go dessert, I don't like cake. Not a big cake guy. If I could have any dessert, it would be like probably like a skillet cookie, like something with like a good cookie that's melted with some good ice cream. That's it. Maybe brownie if you want to get crazy, but I'm not like, oh, I'm not a big cake guy.
Okay, that's fine. So the first leg in our 4-leg, same game food parlay is a skillet cookie for dessert with a little ice cream on it.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right, let's see what we got for some promos here.
Yeah. Find the promos. You get a little Wagyu, a little surf and turf, a little appetizers.
Well, you don't go crazy here now with this stuff.
No, I know what I'm doing. Right? Listen, I have no food in the house, so I got a lot of experience with ordering out at restaurants and figuring it out.
All right, let's look at this. The first one from FanDuel, Harden, Brown, 25 each, Tatum, 8 rebounds, Maxey, 2+ threes. The biggest problem I have in all of this is actually Harden, Brown, 25+.
It was superstar single game part. Again, my general rule of thumb, I'm not saying paint it with, in Sharpie, but the more hoops that they have on these pre-built boosts, the more skeptical I am. Because it's like, okay, now I got to have 1, 2, 3, 4 things happen. And yeah, I'm getting a big multiplier. But man, that's a lot of things to happen. Yeah, Embiid. Yeah,
I get that.
I don't like tiramisu.
All right.
Get that out.
Now, look, we'll come back to this game at some point. I'm sure the parlay builder, etc. But let's talk a little golf. The OddsShopper Golf Channel would remind you, go hang on that. Wells Fargo, you've got a couple of things here for the Wells Fargo. Again, the general rule of thumb is that you should never, ever, ever parlay anything in golf, like ever. Yeah. And Ben, especially when you're looking at top 20s, top 40s. And Ben, you can expound on that a little bit. Basically, you only have a certain amount of spots, and it's just counterintuitive to par. It doesn't mean you can't pick them, but parlaying them is just brutal. With that said, the DraftKings one jumps out to me a lot because we get a 300 odds boost on any golfer to win. So I don't know if you're looking at the Caesars one, top 20 trifecta. I think your trifectas are better served at Churchill Downs, personally. But
we're gonna have trifecta. Can I, not to hijack the boost, but
go
Kentucky Derby content on this channel. Get ready. I just filmed the video. It'll be out. We got the editors working on it. It's gonna get dangerously insane in the horse racing streets this week.
Age of Empire?
Angel of Empire? Yeah.
Oh, yeah. What did I say? Age
of Empire. That's the game where you like.
That's right. That's what I got.
Civilization. You're the Phoenicians.
Yeah, I know.
You sail your little boat. Anyway, no, not that. But so the Caesars boost again. You're cannibalizing because there's 20 with ties. You're taking 2 guys out because you need all 3. So now it's 18 spots. I don't love that, but the plus 300 I think is definitely applicable. Look to the top of the board, shop it, make sure you get a good number, and then I'd say go for it. You know, someone like maybe JT or Rory, or for me, Xander is probably where I would look. But we talked about on putting for dough, you kind of make sure you're getting good odds to begin with, or it doesn't make any sense.
So this is not anything proven, what have you. It's just, if I'm going to apply a 300 odds boost, I want to make sure that I get ahead of whoever I think is in that group, right? So, for example, like Cantlay would be a guy I'd be interested in, but I only really move from Cantlay above to Finau. I'm still getting better odds after the boost with Xander. I'm still getting better odds with Victor Hovland. Really the same thing with Hovland, where if I were to boost him to 2,100, like these are great bets. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they're minus EV. I'm just saying the strategy for me is like, I'd want to move back and actually be ahead of a couple of guys in that group. I'll give you a perfect example of somebody that I think makes sense in that strategy. You've got 4 guys on DK right now that are sitting at 25-1. If you were to boost any of those 4 guys, Sung J M, Matty Fitz, Jason Day, or Colin Morikawa, that's fine. Because now you're moving them to where Max Homa is at 28-1. Now, whether or not Max Homa should be 28-1 is a different conversation, but that would be where I would look at and say, all right, maybe Jason Day at 28-1. Now I'm getting different odds from his pack, if that makes sense.
Yeah, that's all you're looking for is, can I separate and get a unique line? Like if your boost takes you to a line that's available on FanDuel, you really haven't accomplished anything. We talked about that with the first goal scorers. It's like, oh, you add it to Connor McDavid and it takes you to the line that you can get on another book. Don't do that. But I like those boosts.
Okay.
What do we got from chat? We got Sixers +8, but Celtics to win. I mean, yeah, I could definitely see the game landing where the Celtics don't cover, but win the game for sure.
Yeah, parlaying matchups is fine, by the way.
Oh, yeah, parlaying matchups is fine. Absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. I think that's actually, if you get the like round robining matchups, I'm fine with that. 2-leg or buy 2s, if you will. Totally cool with that. Real quick, Al Horford 3+ is now +210.
So you're getting a little extra value for your work.
Last one here that we have, I'm just going to give it to you short and sweet. I don't know what you're going to do with this. 25% odds boost in the NHL. Yeah, sign me up for the Edmonton Oilers. That's now plus money to open this series up against Vegas. Now, I'm sitting with an 11-1 ticket, so I am a little biased, but Edmonton has a clear shot through Vegas right now.
Vegas is good, but so is that.
They are
Edmonton's power play is so much better than everybody else's. It's the best power play in the history of the NFL, and of the NFL. That's real good. Of the NHL, they are infinitely better in the playoffs than they were in the regular season. Their power play is hitting at like a 50% clip. You go in the penalty box, you give up a goal. It's insane.
I'm telling you, power play, early goals, this team's going to get up. Absolutely going to get up.
They can score. They just don't play. They don't play defense.
Yeah, I'm not totally worried about that. Wow, Horford just moved back down. You bastard. Somebody out there in chat bet it. Shame on you. You didn't even let me get in at 210. Calvin Weeks going to chill tonight, probably Embiid under 9.5. Brown over 6.5 first quarter. Oh, don't start the first quarter stuff now. All right, we got a lot here to do. You want to build a parlay?
Let's build a parlay. Let's see. I'm sure there's going to be some baseball in there, and that's fine.
You say that like...
Well, I'm not a big baseball guy. I will say, though, who the hell? Let me get his name up because this shows how much I know about baseball, but I got the receipts. Went to the Tool last night. The only thing I did good. What is this guy's name? Sandoval, pitcher for the Angels.
Yeah.
Under 5.5 Ks last night. Easy money. Really wasn't that easy of money, but it was money nonetheless. That was the only good bet I made. Him and Gary Payton. Shout out to that guy. What'd you say?
Tonight, we got Varland, Minnesota, under 4.5 Ks. And what Dylan Cease. That's a great Philly. Cease, under 7.5 Ks. Name. Yeah, I like that. There are a couple of guys that I know with that last name. So I don't know if it's popular or just luck. So let's see here. On the part, I'm trying to look to see where we're better off. I'm going to guess it's going to be draft. No, it's actually going to be FanDuel. Well, do you have a preference? Ben?
No.
Let's go DK. Okay, let's go DK. And let's do this, Mike. Let's get rid of everybody except Gavin Sheets, who Ben knows, of course, from the aforementioned Chicago White Sox. And let's keep Marcus Smart up here, even though I don't know necessarily what to do with that. If he plays, right. So that's why I want let's start there. All right. So right away, Ben, what are your thoughts on an overplay for a guy who's questionable? Let's start there because the bet makes a lot of sense. We're beating the market, etc. All the things that you hear with this tool that works, but that doesn't mean you have to play it by all means. I think Smart stands a decent chance of missing this game.
So I think that, first of all, it was like a chest injury. And the good thing to me, and again, I only pretend to be a doctor. It seems to me that if he's either hurt and he can't play or he's fine and he won't be limited. So if he doesn't play, it doesn't matter. It's not a big deal. No worries. It just, the parlay adjusts. If he plays and he's good to go, obviously the market is showing us that there's value on this leg. So I have no issues with it. You've got Sheets, you've got Mark Smart. I guess for me, my bigger question is, where do you want to go next?
So you're good with Smart.
Absolutely.
Okay. I did not anticipate you saying that.
If he doesn't play, it's not like you lose.
No, I get it. My concern is he's limited. He's limited with. You don't think that it's a okay.
If it was an ankle, I'd be like, man, this could be a little more problematic. He tweaks it. Like it's a chest. I feel like you're cleared or you're not.
Fair. I love it. Okay. My suggestion is now we need somebody that's going to make this thing sizzle, meaning we are minus 165. We are minus 140. These are strong bets. Our tool's giving them each a 60+% chance of hitting. We have to take a calculated risk here. So, we have to take a risk to where the win percentage should be 50+, and what we're laying is anywhere from plus money to like minus, in my experience, is minus 110 would be the push here. So we only have one NBA game. Forget all that because this needs to be tonight. I mean, honestly, it's going to be Mitch Keller. You're right. Yes. It's going to be Mitch Keller. Okay.
Yeah. I'm telling you, I'm in love with these under on strikeouts. Again, the graphs that we were showing before, all the data, the under on strikeouts has just been comically good. And when you're getting these at plus money, like you just mentioned, we're saying that this is such an easy way to illustrate what we're doing here. we're telling you that this is 50-50 to win. But when you win, you get paid out more than when you lose what you pay. Think if you could flip a coin.
Yeah.
Think if you could flip a coin, and if it's heads, you owe $10, and if it's tails, you win $11. Think how amazing that would be if you could do it over and over.
No, I think you're right.
Now, I don't even know who this bozo is, but hopefully he doesn't strike out like 9 guys tonight.
Tampa's going to be tough. I mean, let me pull up the old Eric Lindquist baseball cast or baseball savant, so you could see the guy's K to walk rate and all. Look, I mean, Tampa Bay is going to be difficult. Yandy Diaz, Wander Franco, Harold Ramirez. These guys just don't strike out. Taylor Walls, Josh Lowe even. So you got a couple of guys, Luke Raleigh and Brandon Lowe, but those guys smash the ball even when they hit it. So it's like one or the other. No. We're good here. I'm going to add one more and get really greedy if you're okay, because we're only at plus 478, and I feel like 3 legs.
For you, that's nothing. That might as well be a straight bet.
Seriously. Man, come on. Dawson Mercer over 1.5 shots on goal for the New Jersey Devils. All right. This is going to hit. The guy comes off a 3-shot night, 5-shot night before that. When things ramped up for his Devils team against the Rangers towards the end, he responded. Shots on goal. All right. He's going to be out there active. I think he's on the, second line power play, right? Yes, he's definitely on the power play. I can tell you that. Dawson Mercer, shots on goal for the Devils. Now we're at 922. Can you roll with that?
I can definitely roll with that. And yeah, there's no doubt about that he's going to be active here. We also have to keep in mind, New Jersey's coming off 7-game physical series. Timo Meier took a huge hit in that game. Absolutely massive. He could be down in this, with the upper body injury. We'll see. I really like Carolina, and we'll talk about that later in the show. In life, I think they're a strong team, but this guy could put multiple pucks to the net tonight, and I wouldn't be even remotely surprised.
I can't believe we're going over Marcus Smart.
I might feel best about that of any of them.
Okay. Look, I'm building it right now personally. I'm about to bet it personally. Gavin Sheets. You didn't expect Gavin Sheets to be involved here, right?
Might as well be a creative player. I don't. Like, what are we doing there? Sure. Whatever you want, Gavin Sheets. Hit a triple, do what you need to do, and we'll be fine.
Oh, man. We got to get something crazy here, man. Like, we have to do something when it comes to build before we get out of here, right? Like, we had a parlay. I get that. That's awesome. That's great. But, do you have same game? Like, this basketball game is so difficult. Is there a way to build something that doesn't necessarily impact or is impacted by, Joel Embiid? All right, let's look at this. Al Horford over 8.5 points. Al Horford 3+ threes. For some reason I can't same game parlay that. That seems weird, doesn't it?
Get out of here with your same game. Let's do this if I can. Me and Lofty did this yesterday, and it was one of the many things that I said that I wish I could strike from the tape. They have a bet on DraftKings. Most 3-pointers made in the game. Who do you think you would want to go to for most threes in the entire game? Now, Jason Tatum leads the way. Maxey is second. Jaylen Brown is third at about 5-1. Harden is 5-1. Marcus Smart is 8-1. Anything that piques your interest there, or is there nothing actionable?
Harden is where again?
5-1.
And Maxey is?
Plus 360.
No, those should be flipped. Doesn't mean that I want to take James Harden, but that line is reflective to me of Joel Embiid either not playing or playing very little. Tyrese Maxey benefits, especially if you get a guy like DeAnthony Melton on the floor with Harden and Maxey. There is insane. It's not just the spacing we talk about with Embiid. I get that, but there is an insane ability to take advantage of this. I just like my vote would be Tyrese Maxey, but I'm not taking that at plus 360. I think reluctantly the value would be on James Harden, but there's just no way he's going to do that again.
Yeah, I mean, again, you're asking him to recreate a truly vintage performance. I do like to look at this though, because I find it a little interesting. When you're looking at the ladders right next to it. So James Harden, just for reference, to hit 4+ threes is only plus 215. So the books are saying, and again, you got to factor in they're probably raking you over the coals here, but even besides that, they're saying that he's got a decent chance to put up 4. Now, will 4 get it done? Probably not. You're looking at 5 or 6 for the winner, I would imagine here. Just like last night, I believe 6 was the winner.
Yep.
I don't know. I don't think that's the worst. Certainly, if Embiid sits, you're gonna probably get some value there. I don't think I'd go beyond that. Marcus Smart and Horford, I just don't see enough volume from them to outshoot everybody.
No. This is a tough prop. Like, I would rather. I'm with you. I'm with you. So can I get total points? Because I'm looking at top point scorer here on FanDuel. By the way, Embiid not on that, obviously, but he is on this for top point scorer. He's 3-1, Ben, as the second odds-on favorite to lead the game in scoring.
Yeah,
I guess you kind of have to put him there, though, right? Like, you can't take liability if you're the books and say, well, he's not going to play. Let's put him at 11-1.
Yeah, I mean, you also can't short it. So they can put it wherever you know what I mean?
Right. You can't say no. I get that.
I wish you could, because I don't think that that's a great number at all. To lead the game, I
Maxey, go ahead.
Most points. How is James Harden not the bet right there? 850.
Because they know it was the first time in 2 years that he cracked 40. Like, they know 11 days off helps James Harden. 2 days off, I don't know if it does. Look, I would be more inclined to take James Harden leading the game in threes than I would him scoring.
Okay. That's an interesting wrinkle. I didn't think you would say that.
Because I think you can get, first off, I don't necessarily know if 6 is the magic number in this game, right? I think that as much as Boston would want to shoot, we'll see what happens. It's going to be hyper-focused with like 2, maybe 2.5 guys adding Horford. I'm looking at somebody with, like, Harden could definitely be relegated to threes and free throws, right? Like step back threes and free throws, to where if he's getting to the line, that's great, but a lot of his damage can be done by 3. I think Maxey is a guy that's intriguing to me at 9-1 because he has the ability to drive. He has the ability to create his shot. I think more so than Harden, because of just the length in which we've seen this, he becomes appealing to me as a top point scorer.
I don't mind that. Again, I think this is the type of stuff, with fewer NBA games, we don't have the luxury of looking for ladders. If you're trying to hit that type of like plus money pro, I think this is the market I would be most interested in. Maybe find something, see what you think about Embiid before the game starts. But that's about all I have, to be honest, on the NBA. Like, I don't think it's a great game for a ton of like from the clouds performances. Maybe you do, but like, I just don't see Tobias Harris doing something like so extreme if Embiid's out there.
Don't ever bet on Tobias Harris to do anything in a game that matters. If the game doesn't matter, like a closeout game against Brooklyn, then take all his overs. But if a game like this where it matters, I would stay away. All right, real quick, let me hit you rapid fire with 2 bets, okay? 2 bets. And then we'll build the community parlay. We'll get the hell out of here and do some other stuff in the final 5 or so. We hit this on Monday. We did not hit this last night with the Knicks. The only play here would be Boston. Look, I mean, it's not this. If Philly trails by 10 and wins this game tonight, I'm not betting this prop ever again. Like, I'm done. There's just no way that Philadelphia does this down by 10. It's dipped to 750. It was 7. It was 750 on Monday. The only viable play, I think, is Boston actually trailing by 10, especially with Embiid coming in and maybe doing some early damage and then slowly wearing Philadelphia down. So I'm interested in Boston to trail by 10 plus and win at plus 410. The other one, and I only saw this on FanDuel, is any player to record, it's a ladder. Any player to record 10 plus dimes is minus 115. Any player to record 12 plus is plus 450. I think you've got a couple of guys, Smart, White, Maxey, Harden, I think you have a couple of guys that can get you to 10. And at that point, it's just anybody's game if you're talking about a heavy assist guy.
Yeah, I mean, if you think the game goes over and there's a lot of points, that's probably catalyst number one to looking to that type of stuff. So I'm fine with that. I'm not even going to begin to decipher the comeback. You're the guru of that. You're just in another, you got the magic eye with like the team is down, then they win.
Doesn't always hit. But.
It doesn't always hit, but when it does, it's like the, what is that guy? The Dos Equis guy? Yeah, I can't be messing around with that, but okay. I think for a light day, we did some pretty damn good work. I'm just going to say it one more time. And before we do the community parlay, Set and Michael throw it in chat. 7-day free trial to all those tools is right there. You just click it and you're in. Check it out for a week. Worst case scenario, you say, this is not for me. And now you know, because I know when I see graphs like that and I see charts like that on Twitter, on social media, my first thought is this for real? Like, is this, find out for yourself. Check it out for a week. See what you say.
We are here. You may think like, oh man, sorry about, no. This is infinitely more important than me arguing with some idiot in Denver about the MVP. This is infinitely more important than me running through the 50 things I have to do as soon as I'm done here that my wife has for me. This is most important for us. We're this is our company. We're here. Ben and I are I know, like, oh my God, they let you represent a spot. Ben, that's probably better for you. Ben, we're representing this. This is our tool. We don't want you to just come in and leave. It doesn't do us any good if you just sign up and leave after a week. We want you in the door, but we're here for you. I promise you. You can call my ass out next time I'm on here or anybody else's ass on here, and I'll get on them. Pause. I'll get on them too. All right? Because there's nobody that will ignore you when it comes to working through this tool. We know it's new for some people. So we're here for you. That's all I'm saying. You can hold me to that.
For you. For those Succession fans out there.
I thought you were going Seinfeld, and then we drop for you, and then suddenly we're just here.
Yeah, that's a good Seinfeld reference as well.
All right, the Sixers are Joey B. I love you, brother. All right, you're grandfathered in. You're never an idiot. The Sixers have won the community parlay, which means that we can't do anything else. We can't do anything else on this game.
Good.
I set you up perfectly for that.
I don't want to do any of that stuff. Okay. Let's see. Where are we getting the Sixers at 8?
Yeah. Okay. I believe it's 8 everywhere.
It's -105 on DraftKings.
Okay.
Yeah. I say we go to DraftKings. Let's do it. Oh boy.
Now, do you want me to just knock this out? I'll get it out real quick.
Take it over, my friend.
Something else here that's not Philadelphia related. Oh, man, I was so ready to drop the over 55.5 second quarter total for this game, too. All right, here's the beauty of it. If this loses, then we get to slam Eric Lindquist and Neil Orfield and any other person, if they are human beings, that come from the state of Minnesota. I'm going Varland, Minnesota, under 4.5 Ks.
Varland? That sounds like a made up Seinfeld character.
Sounds like the guy from who's the guy from Ernest Goes to whatever that he never spoke to?
Who, Varland?
No, that's Seinfeld. I'm talking about Ernest, like all the Ernest goes to camp, Ernest goes to school, Ernest has a job.
Okay.
You don't remember those?
No.
He'd be like, you know what I mean, Varland? It was something like that. You know what I mean, Varland?
Who is that? What team is this guy on?
Minnesota.
The Twins?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I was going to use.
I said, Vern. Mizzle T Shizzle. Thank you. Yes. Vern. You know what I mean, Vern? You know what I mean, Vern? Yes.
I don't know what you mean. Okay. What's the line on this guy?
That guy. That's the guy that's pitching.
Yeah, I don't know that guy. Well, I hope you shorted him.
I went under.
Yeah, that sounds good because I'm not sure about that guy. All right. We're gonna take one more shot on the ice. Now I'm back on the show tomorrow. So if I can't hit this, we're gonna deviate. And I know there's a lot of people out there, and they've said the Devil's speed. Devil's speed can get to them, and I agree. I've seen it firsthand. But this Carolina Hurricanes team, I'm very impressed with them. I really like them. I think that they, 5-on-5, have advantages. Their penalty kill is elite. Goalies to me are a wash. They 1-6. I'm not saying they're suddenly healthy because they are very, very banged up, but they're at home. They were very, very strong at home. -115 suckered me in. I thought they would be more of a favorite, to be honest. So I'm gonna stick on the ice. I know that yesterday we got burned. Give me the Carolina Hurricanes to win the game tonight. I think they move 1-0. They are not the Rangers. I love the Rangers. They're my favorite team in the league. The Rangers got exposed. I think Carolina will bring a different level against this Devils team. Maybe the speed's too much. The young guns get it done. I'm gonna go with Carolina tonight, though. I like them quite a bit.
I'll leave you with this. No, I believe that was 4.5. Did it move up to 5.5? Oh yeah, 4.5. By the way, I'll leave you with this thought. Okay, just one final thought. Like Jerry Springer, rest in peace. One final thought. Jim Varney is a better actor than Tom Cruise. All right.
I don't. Why? I maybe. I don't know. I like Top Gun.
Yeah. You don't know any of them.
596.
There we go. Plus 596. Beautiful. Oh, you didn't even. All right. We got to do this next time. On Friday, we're going to actually build this food parlay. We ran out of time.
Yeah, well, that's Friday. We'll be back. We'll be recapping, hopefully counting our winnings. And don't worry, have some faith. The ice has been fantastic to me all year, hockey. I know yesterday the Leafs let us down, but we're going to be just fine.
All right. Now I got to go bet Tyrese Maxey top point score. Oof.
Go do it. If you have any questions, friends, hit us up at Shander Show, at JazzRazDFS. Sign up for the tool. Be part of the 71,000 of your friends that subscribe to OddsShopper, and come back tomorrow, same time, same place.
Look at this. MC's aunt. Tom Cruise doesn't act. He just plays Tom Cruise in all his movies.
Well, that's fair. Good for Tom Cruise.
I said Tom Hanks, not Tom Cruise.
You said Tom Cruise.
Did I?
What do you think? I thought Tom Hanks was in Top Gun?
Oh, I meant Tom Hanks. Sorry.